So we're talking about Peak Designs today. You might know them from their camera bags, camera accessories, stuff like that. They do a lot of really nicely designed stuff that's really well thought out and definitely for, designed for specific use cases. That's also going to be the case with the motorcycle phone mount for the handlebar and their everyday case, which you can attach to plenty other mounts that they make for all sorts of different purposes. But today we're going to take a look at their kind of standard vibration dampened phone mount. In 2024, Peak Designs ended up raising $273,000 with 1,500 backers as crowdfunding for their motorcycle mounting systems. And it's really no surprise, once you actually get a hold of these things, use them, it's a really great functional product with, again, great design. So for the mount and the case, you're looking at a total of 140 bucks for these two things, 100 bucks for the mount itself, and then 40 for the case. If you do have other Peak Designs mounts, you can use this case with any of them. It's kind of a universal setup. Looking at the mount itself, it's a really nicely designed. The contours of the aluminum, anodized aluminum, looks really nice. The cutout, everything looks really good with this thing. So you're gonna have different inserts, rubber kind of inserts in here that will fit bar diameters, anything from 7/8 all the way up to 1.25 inches. With the case, it's kind of the same deal. It's kind of a minimalist, sleek design, I would say pretty svelte. In terms of really anything on the market, the Peak Designs case that matches this mount is pretty slimlined. It's also finished in this nice nylon cover, which kind of feels like cloth, and then it's trimmed with this nice aluminum throughout and plastic on the sides with a couple little branding things that just make it look really nice. One thing that kind of bothered me about the quad lock was the tactile function of the buttons. These are really nice and crisp, and you get that positive click when you use them, so big fan of this case in general. I was a little bit concerned that this kind of fabric material, this nylon canvas material, I was kind of concerned how that was gonna last, especially on a motorcycle. It can get dust, bugs, rain, everything. And I've been using it a ton. I've traveled with it, drug it across tables, just basically trying to tear out this fabric, and it really hasn't shown any signs of damage from what I've used. I was actually at a press launch recently with the folks at Triumph. One of the guys over there has been using his for thousands and thousands and thousands of miles, and it barely looked any different than this one. So although I was worried about it, it turns out it doesn't seem like it's going to be anything that you should really worry about. Functionally, the way the case attaches to the mount is super simple. It's magnetic, but it also has a lock that comes in through here. And so you could just put this thing together. It's super easy. I always give it a little tug because it's that easy that I'm concerned that maybe it didn't get connected. So I always give it a little tug, but it's always really positive. And then the two buttons on the back side release those little latches. And so you can just grab the phone like normal and basically just grab it with your two fingers and release the latching mechanism. And it's just super, super convenient. I love the way this thing looks and functions. It's so good, but it's let down in a big way by one thing. The biggest bummer on this thing, I love the way it worked. Using it, getting on and off of the mount, was super happy with everything. But then the fact that it kept moving down and I didn't see any way to kind of tighten the grip on this ball until I did, because there is a screw right here to adjust the tightness on the ball. So if you do have a giant phone like this and it is hefty, or you have a naked bike and it's just getting the full wind blast, you can tighten the grip on that ball so the phone's not going to be moving around where you don't want it to. You've got the neodymium magnets in here. So yeah, you're going to be able to use this MagSafe chargers, all that kind of stuff. You got a bit of a magnet in here. And obviously that helps the connection with the mount. This phone case and mounting system went from being the one that I was so disappointed in because it works so good, except for when my phone started just peeling down on it. Once I realized that you could tighten the grip on that ball, this is really one of my favorites. It looks really nice. It's designed really well, just like all the Peak Design stuff. And yeah, definitely gonna be one that is gonna be staying on any of my own personal motorcycles.